Hello students, welcome to the class. I'm Yogita. Our subject is psychology for nurses, and today we are going to learn about methods of memorization. Okay, we discussed what is memory. Memory just we are trying to recall from our past experience and previous informations. We learn different types of memory like immediate memory, short term memory, long term memory. Now, to get a great success to recall, to repeat the information, to recollect the information, we need to have a good memorization. You need to store that in your mind so that anytime you are able to recall that. Now, to do that, to have a good memorization, we can use a lot of different techniques. Now, we are going to discuss about that techniques. Now, let me just list out what are the techniques first. It was whole and part learning, spaced and unspaced learning, repetition and practiced, making use of association principle, grouping and rhythming, recitation, utilization of your sense organs as much as possible, pulling all together, funnel approach, acronym, acrostic, and mnemonics. Okay, now let us discuss in detail. Please note down all these points because we are going to discuss in detail. Now, first is whole and part learning. Now, what is this whole and part learning? Now, you think that you got some content to study. For example, you have a poem to by heart. You have to study one poem. Now, a whole full poem you're studying and you're trying to memorize full poem. You think that you got a two para in poem. All the two paras at the same time you're going to study and you're going to memorize. Now, this method is called whole learning. Next is part learning. That means now this two para you're going to cut into two part 1 and part B. First you're studying that part 1. Once you're thorough with the part 1, then you're studying, then you're memorizing this part 2. This is called part learning. Now, in case if you're studying a short poem, it is very good that you use that whole learning method. In case your poem is too big, it's too good that you use this part learning. Now, this is depending on the learner, which method they feel good and comfortable, which they're able to do, then they can go for this whole and part learning. Next, spaced and unspaced learning. Now, spaced learning means here you are learning certain content. Okay, you may have to, now you have to read a whole lesson. Now, without giving any break, you are continuously learning that lesson. Continuously you're doing your study. That is called spaced method. Now, next is unspaced learning. That means here, after learning, you think that, for example, you have to study one whole lesson. After studying certain content, you are giving one pause. You are taking a small rest. You are relaxing your mind. Then again, you are coming back to the study. You are studying the rest of the points. So, this is what called spaced and unspaced method. In spaced method, there is no rest for the learner, and unspaced method, you are taking little bit of rest before you go for the second session of your study. Next is repetition and practice method. Now, repetition means once you study the content, you are repeating that again and again. Once you repeat that you are able to memorize that in a better way. You are repeating. You finished studying whole poem. Once you've done that, again you're repeating your same study. So now that will help you to memorize in a better way. Now, practice means once you're done with your study, by hearting, memorizing the things, it's always good that you practice it again and again. Now, what happened? Sometimes a method, any content which are not practiced for a long duration, there is a chance that you'll forget that. Now, for example, I'll tell you, you may learn to make a special egg chili. You learn that. There's a long time that you have not done that recipe at all. What happened? You will forget that. You may miss with the ingredients. How much I'm supposed to take. See, because there is no practice. So this what called this method of learning, what you're doing is repetition and practice learning. Next learning method is using a principle of association. Now, whenever you want to learn some subject or technique, like any method, any poem, or anything you want to learn, now you're using this principle of association. You are trying to associate this matter with the previous learning what you did, and that is going to help your study. That will make easy your study will be very easy. For example, now, okay, you wanted to study the conduction system of heart. It's very difficult to study, I agree. Now, before you study the conduction system, you are just revising what you studied about heart parts of heart, or what are the, like, what's the system you can study, physiology of heart, that thing what you're learning. So now you're trying to associating your study with the previous information, so that will make your present study easy. So this is what called association principle. So that will make your study, memorizing method will be more easy. Next is grouping and rhythm. Now, grouping method means whole content, when you're not able to study at once, you will group that. Okay, for example, now you are somebody's mobile number. No one may say that my number is 981642. No one say that. You cannot do that. What do? We are using a grouping method. When you say your number, tell me the number, fill 99802479. See how easily you are divided. So it will be easy for you to tell that. So you're grouping that number and you're telling, yes, 9980. See, it will be easy for you to tell. Okay, next is rhythm method. Rhythm method means you are using kind of tone to learn the things. A very simple example I'll tell you. You see a small children, how they are studying the tables. 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. See, they sing it just like a rhythm in a rhymes. Now that will help you to study more easily. Even what rhythmatic study we did in a small class, still we remember. Like I remember till 15th table we were studying like this. 16, 17, 18, 19 gone. It's not at all in the memory. Till 15th and 13th table, it is there easily. It's memorized very good in the memory. See, this is what grouping and rhythmatic learning. Next is recitation. Recitation means now you are reading a whole lesson. Okay, now you are reading a whole lesson 1 or 2 times, then later you are doing self recitation. That means without seeing a book, you are trying to recall what all the content you studied in that book, what all the content you studied in that lesson. Maybe a definition, etiology, or clinical features, diagnosis. In order wise, you are trying to recall what you studied in that unit. This is very economic way of memorizing. Very easily you can do. Everybody can implement this. So this method is called as recitation. Then utilizing some of your sense organs to study. See, this is one of the very good method to learn. For example, sometimes whatever we may hear, we may not remember all the time. But definitely we hear and we saw the things, we can keep it in a memory for a long time. Better example, you might watched one film. Okay. Maybe, okay, Three Idiots. This film has come before 10, 12 years, I guess. Now you watched that one 12 years before, or else recently 1, 2, 3 years before also you watched the film. But today, once again the same film will come in TV. Definitely you're able to recall all the stories and the dialogues, everything, because you saw, you heard, you felt. So all your sense organs you used for a study. So that made your memorize method excellent. So this is what called you're using your sense organs to study or memorize. Next, pulling all together. Now pulling all together means, like here you may have a large things to study. You are taking everything from that and you're studying. You are not making any whole part here. You are not making any segregation. You are pulling down important concept from that and you are trying to understand. Once you understand that specific information, then it will make your study more easy. So you're trying to understand, you'll pull all the information, then you gather it, then you memorize it, then you're able to recall. Next is funnel method. Now here in this method, whenever you want to learn the content, first you're learning the general concept around that. General concept around that. Then you're moving to the specific matter. First you have all the general information, then you move to the specific content. Now this will make your study more easy, because when you're going to the specific content, you are already having the general information. That made your study is more easy. That made your study more easy. Now for example, you wanted to learn about now cesarean section, how they will do the cesarean section. Yes, they will cut the abdomen, uterus, they'll remove the fetus. Now before going to the specific aspect, it's important that you know about the general information. How you conceive, where will be the fetus, what you mean by fetus, and where the fetus will be. Definitely it is in abdomen, but it will be in abdomen cavity, but it will be there inside the uterus. So you should have that some information about the uterus, layer of uterus, how is this types of delivery, normal delivery and cesarean, what is normal delivery and what is cesarean delivery. See, now when you have all this information, your study will be much more easy and you are able to memorize. So this is what called funnel learning. Next is acronym. ACRONYM, acronym. Now here you may have like different stuffs to study, but what you're doing, you are picking one letter from everywhere and you are making some word and you're studying. Okay. Now for example, you wanted to, maybe a small class child, you wanted to teach a sense organ: eyes, nose, ear, tongue, skin. 5 letter. How you will teach I? You will take the first letter E. N. Eyes, nose, ear, E. Mouth, M. Skin. See? EENM. Yes. So you made this letter EENMS. Okay. Now that will make the child, when you remember that word, now they are able to elaborate. E, eyes, ear, nose, mouth, skin. See how nicely they have done it. We can see this also used in making learning the color of rainbow, Vibjo. Now sit and elaborate that. Okay, next is acrostic. 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 Now here what you are doing, you are collecting all the informations and you make a sentence just like a story. Now with the help of that story, you are able to recall. You will pick the first letter and you are making some word and you narrate one story, and that story will help you to give the answers. I'll give an example from here. See, here they wanted to tell you the bones of a skull. Now how many bones are there in your skull, that you have to tell. But here they made a sentence: old people from Texas eating spider. The story is old people from Texas eating spider. Now old, O, occipital. P, people, you take in the letter P. Parietal. Texas. F, old people from F, frontal. Old people from Texas. T, temporal. Old people from Texas eating. E, ethmoid. Spiders. Yes is sphenoid. See, old people from Texas eating spider. You're taking all the first letter and you're making your answer for this bone, skull bone. Understood? So this is what called acrostic. I hope you understood this acrostic. Okay, we'll continue. Now we are going to study the important method of memorization. It also called mnemonics. MNEMONICS. Okay, mnemonics. Now here, this is a memory tool. Mnemonics is nothing but a memory tool. The tool which we are using to improve the memorization method. Now when you are able to memorize the small things, Okay, you are able to do that. But in case when you're not able to memorize the difficult task, a complicated one, you are using this technique to memorize that. So that method is called this mnemonics. Now, first method in that, making mnemonics link system. Now, link system, this also called as making a story. Now, what is that making a story? See, now I can give you an example here. Now, you had to remember some item like poor, boy, market, ice cream, and bag, vegetables. See, so many items you had. Now, if you want to recall that, you can create a kind of story here. A poor boy went to the market, eat ice cream, and brought vegetables in bag. See, it's just like a story. Now, in this story, you can pick the item what you are supposed to remember. Poor, boy, market, ice cream, vegetable, bag. So, you're able to pick all the item which you wanted to recall. See, this is the way you're making a kind of story and you're remembering. That is called make a story or mnemonic linking system. Next question, next method is memory peg. Now here, memory peg means we are using a clue to memorize. This very simple method, like I'll give you an example. The same example I'm telling that to understand the rainbow color, you're picking all the first letter and you're making a new word and you're memorizing the entire rainbow color. You are remembering the word called Vibjor. With the help of that, all the spellings, you are able to recall all the colors. Not only that, if you want to recall something, one more thing, like if you want to learn the symptom of cancer, you can use the word caution. See, you are able to elaborate now. So this is what called memory peg. Now, depending on your study, you are choosing a letter from that and you are making a new word and you are trying to memorize. This method is called memory peg. Next is method of Loki. Now in mnemonics, next method is Loki. Now here in Loki means individual, they asked to think about some location. Loki means location. Now individual, the subject is imagining certain locations like shop, buildings in the street. Then they are trying to gather the information from that. Now if they want to purchase some materials, some vegetables, some groceries, then they imagine that grocery shop. From there they are gathering all the images, pictures. Then that will make their memorization easy. Next method what we can use is chunking. Chunking means you're breaking. You're breaking a whole into a small part. You're making into a small pieces. Then you're able to memorize. Like if you want to remember the mobile number or bank account number, you're able to split that like 00213 See, this is the way. 0021938. So you are splitting in a group wise and you're able to memorize that. Even many times, most of the time, mobile number or any numbers you want to recall, like a number of your door number, your water bill number. So you will chunk it. You will make it into a small piece and you will remember. So these are the methods what we can use under mnemonics. So definitely you can expect a separate question in this memorization. What do you mean by mnemonics? So under mnemonics, you are studying about mnemonics link system, also called as making a story, method of Loki, memory peg. We can also use one more method, chunking and rhythmic. Rhythmic means in a rhythmic way you are using a different tone to study the matter. Like definitely you see when the small classes we learn lot of rhymes. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. This I studied before 25 years and still we are able to recall that because that's the way, in a rhythmic way, in the tone we studied that, then is 100% registered in the mind. So this is what called different methods of memorization. So students, I am going to summarize. I hope you understood. I'll just list out what all the different methods we studied. Whole and part, space and unspaced, and repetition and practice, using a principle of association, recitation, using a many sense organs for the study, funnel method, acronym, acrostic, pulling all together, and mnemonics. In mnemonics, we are studying again link system, mnemonic low key, memory peg, chunking, and rhythming. I hope you understood. Please keep reading, keep studying, and keep watching. I'll see you in the next class with a new video with a new concept. Please take care of yourself, and thank you all.